What if Gary Bettman woke up one morning and said, let's restart the NHL? So we're representing the Calgary Flames, and to make it as fair as possible, we're just going to keep randomizing until I randomly stop on a team. We're going to stop in 3, 2, 1. We get 18th. Anaheim gets first. Let's see how this draft goes. So obviously some big picks going. Makar goes first overall instead of McDavid. That's definitely shocking. Matthews goes to Montreal. McDavid, Ottawa. McKinnon goes to Chicago. Bedard, LA. Draisaitl, Dallas. Pastrnak, Columbus. No teams really coming up with the same players. What we're going to do is sim the entire draft because we don't want to have any influence on what happens. So the fantasy draft is over. First thing we're going to look at is our team that we're presenting, the Calgary Flames, and they look solid. Rupi, Hintz, Kaprizov, Ovi, Zegras. Tons of depth on this lineup. Defensively, the weaker point, but a lot of depth with Forsling, Burns, goaltending, Gustafsson. Definitely a pretty decent team. Let's check out the rest of the league. Anaheim looking solid. Suzuki, Stone, Giroux. A lot of older guys, but mixed with a lot of younger guys. And obviously they got first overall pick, Cale Makar. Defensively, looking good. Varlamov between the pipes, not too bad. Next up, Arizona. Keller, Eichel, Lafreniere, good first line. Besides that, lacking. I mean, they got a young guy, Logan Stankoven. Defensively, another young guy. They got Mateychuk, Luno, Cam York. They're definitely looking for the future. Frederick Anderson to start at 34 years old. Next up, the Bruins. Larkin, Kucherov, their main guys. Deneau, Greg, Gunther. Pretty decent second line. Their depth's pretty good. Defensively looking decent. Logan Mailloux making the lineup. Don't know about that one. In net, they got Connor Ingram. Probably their weaker point. But honestly, this looks like a veteran Boston Bruin lineup. Buffalo's next. They got a lot of young guys mixed with some older guys. Once again, Norris on the fourth line. Defensively, Moritz Seider definitely going to try to have to carry them on the defense side of things. Goaltending, Vasilevsky. Hopefully that he can win them some games. Next up, Carolina. They're looking decent. Cousins, Thomas, Kemp, Bertuzzi, Hua, Barbashev. Besides that, their depth's pretty lacking. Miro Heiskanen on the D side. Their lefties are kind of lacking too. Joe Hofer and Lucas Dostal playing goalie. Definitely their weaker point. Next up, Chicago. They get Nathan McKinnon. A lot of young guys. Teuvo Teravainen, Raymond, Holtz, Zary, Wyatt Johnson. Defensively, Victor Hedman, Simo Nemec. This team looking pretty good. Joseph Wall between the pipes. Next up, Colorado. They got Eriksson, Stutzel, Kyrou, Hagel, Marchessault, Bjorkstrand. Just a couple notable names in the Letang, Gavrikov, Brody. Not a bad team, looking pretty good. Bobrovsky in the net with Alex Lyon. Bringing back a Florida Panthers duo. Let's see how they do. Columbus looking decent. Hurdle, Scheifele, Pastrnak. Coleman, Middlestat, Farabee. Looking good. Josh Doan making the lineup. A lot of young guys. Marco Kasper, Dalibor Dvorsky. Defensively, not looking the best. Cam Talbot starting. Drew Comesso backing him up. Next up, Dallas Stars. They get Leon Draisaitl, Chris Kreider, Nugent Hopkins, bringing back Draisaitl and Nuge. Their top guys are pretty good. Depth is also pretty decent. Defensively, they got Pietrangelo, and goaltending, Kemper and Korpisalo. Detroit has a lot of young guys. Johnson, Jarvis, Byfield. They got Jake Gensel. Luke Tuck making the lineup's kind of an iffy decision. Defensively, looking decent. Roman Josi, probably their captain. Goalie, Marc-Andre Fleury, and Dustin Wolf. Edmonton's looking good. They got Zibanejad, Robertson, Matt Coronado, Popisil, Batherson. Defensively, however, they have a lot of years to come. Nikishin, Hudson, Korchinski making the NHL lineup, but they're going to be future pieces. Goaltending, Ottinger, looking solid. Florida Panthers don't really have an all-star. They have Horvat, Tuck, Wilson, Kuzmenko, Cruz, Uyghur coming back to Florida. Defense looking pretty good. Goaltending, there's their all-star, Ilya Sorokin. Los Angeles, they get Connor Bedard. He's going to play with Stammer, Stephenson. Besides that, center depth looking pretty weak. Bennett, Brody and Hamilton, Jake Sanderson. And goalie, they have Stuart Skinner. Pretty decent team for the LA Kings. Minnesota is able to get Mitch Marner, Heischer, Konechny, a couple notable guys. Siegenthaler, Parayko. Goaltending, they get Devin Levi, who's going to be more of a future piece. Matthews, obviously we saw, goes to the Montreal Canadiens. He's going to be playing with Panarin, Matthew Boldy. Pretty decent lineup for the Habs. Gudis, Byram, Mintakov, Branstrom. A lot of young guys on this core. Goalies, they get Adenfeld, Urson. Nashville looking good. Pavelski, Rantanen, Couturier, Schmaltz. These guys are looking to win now. Matty Beniers, a piece for the future. Shea Theodore, Doughty, Matheson, looking good. Goaltending, Ville Husso, and Forsberg. New Jersey gets Chuck, Evgeny Malkin, Patty Kane, looking good for Hagee. Defensively, Rasmus Dahlin, sick defense. Goaltending, Thatcher Demko. This might be one of the better teams. The Islanders get Stanley Cup winner Barkov. They bring back Huberdeau with Barkov. Get Jared McCann. Looking good. Defensively, Hakanpää, Morrissey. Goaltending, Linus Ullmark. New York Rangers get Laine, Aho, Nikas, Cirelli, Sharangovich, Atkinson. Couple notable guys. Dobson, Shabbat. Dobson going to another New York team. Goaltending, Logan Thompson. Connor McDavid is going to be playing on the Ottawa Senators. He gets Zach Hyman back. Uri Slavkovsky, JT Miller. Any team with Connor McDavid has a great chance to win. Defensively, they're looking not too bad. Goaltending, definitely their weaker point, but Wallstead, if he can grow, it's going to be pretty solid. Philadelphia gets Pettersson, Svechnikov. They bring back Owen Tippett. A lot of young guys. Jimmy Snuggerud, Matt Savoy, Matthew Poitras too. Defensively, Zellweger, Hughes, Lindgren, Werenski. A lot of young guys on this team. Not sure how they're going to do in the near future. Pittsburgh gets Taylor Hall, Trocheck, William Nylander, Logan Couture. Defensively, Slavin, Brock Faber. Good defense. Goalies, Markstrom. Pretty decent team. San Jose, honestly looking like they do now. One All-Star, Kevin Fiala, Dylan Strome, Moore, Tolvanen, Hartman, DeBrusk. Decent depth. They get Fox, who's a huge piece. Defense, definitely their strong point. And goaltending, UC Saros. Great team on the left side. Kyle Connor, Marchand, Goudreau, Tage Thompson, Buchnevich. This offensive core is looking great. Lindholm, Carlson, Lozon, Barron, Benoit, Valimaki. Not looking too bad. And Tristan Jarry. Seattle Kraken are looking good. The Blues get the Brinkat. Ironic, he's going to the Chicago Blackhawks. Rivals, Forsberg, Ryan Reeves returning home to the Blues. Defensively, McAvoy, TVR, Fowler, Gooley. Goaltending, Gibson. Tampa Bay gets another All-Star, and this time it's 36-year-old Sidney Crosby. Ross Colton going back to Tampa. Victor Olofsson, Domi, Zachary Benson's going to be huge in the future. Good center depth. Team's pretty young. Defensively, Quinn Hughes, Morgan Riley, Ryan Pollock, Scott Mayfield. Those are three top pairing defensemen on one team. Goaltending, Samuel Montembeault. Weaker point, but he might be able to win games with this deep core. The Leafs, for you Leafs fans, is not looking too good. Timo Meier, Charlie Coyle, really carrying the core. Defense, Devon Tays, Vince Dunn, Wallman. Not too bad on the left side. Connor Hellebuyck's your main piece. 92 overall. Hopefully he can steal some games. Vancouver got Cole Perfetti, Matt Barzal, Matthew Tkachuk, Will Smith, Matthew Nyes, Miro Shevchenko. Young core once again. Xavier Bourgault, Fabian Lysell. Defensively, they got Sergachev, Seth Jones. Bad contract on Seth Jones. Drysdale, Pelech, Phillips, Iorio. Goaltending, Gorgiev. Not bad. Vegas looking pretty decent. Point, Reinhart, William Karlsson, bringing back Kolasar and Karlsson. Defensively, Chychrun, Eric Karlsson. They got both Karlssons on the team. Goalie, Aiden Hill coming back to Vegas. Washington, Mikheyev, Hughes, Mercer. Not sure how that's going to work. Comfer, Shane Wright. Decent lineup. Graves, Savard, Yurchek, Bryson, Lilleberg, Bouchard. Bouchard on the last pairing. Not sure how I like that. And goaltending, strong suit, Jeremy Swayman. And the last team, the Winnipeg Jets, Scott Lawton, Leo Carlson, Terry, Matt Mishkov, Logan Cooley, Paterka. This team is a young core. Darnell Nurse, Reinbacker, Vlasic, Walker, Brewsterwicz, Clifton, goaltending, Igor Shesterkin, and Binnington. Let's see how these teams shape up, and let's see how the season goes. So we're going to sim the season all the way up to the trade deadline, and we're going to see how the teams are doing after that. So we're at the trade deadline. Our team's looking pretty good. 36, 18, and 8. Elias Lindholm leading the way, 65 points in 62 games. I did not touch anything, did not accept any trades. I want this to play out the way it is. Let's check out the rest of the league. So the league is being led by Elias Pettersson on the Philadelphia Flyers, 77 points in 64 games. Matthew Tkachuk, McDavid and Draisaitl, although they're split up, still leading the way. Goalies, let's see. Tristan Jarry on the Seattle Kraken, leading the way. Let's see. Samsonov leads the way, but only 9 games played. Frederik Andersen actually having the best save percentage for starting goaltenders. Toronto Maple Leafs, which I kind of assumed are in last place. Montreal Canadiens in second to last. 2 Canadian teams, not looking too hot. Check out the Western Conference now. Let's see who's in last place. Winnipeg Jets. Anaheim, who chose Cale Makar, just above 500. Now we're going into the trade deadline, see what moves teams make. We are just going to exit the deadline. We're not going to make any moves. So a couple trade alerts. Nashville's getting a first rounder and young prospect Pelosi. And going to Edmonton is Drew Doughty, Holla, and Nemestikov. Looks like they're trying to win. Another trade alert. Nashville is getting first rounder Philip Machar and a third round pick for Couturier and Matheson to Toronto, which is weird because they're last in the league. But Nashville looking to rebuild, obviously. Another trade involving Nashville. They're busy. They get another first rounder in 2024, 2025 fourth round pick, giving up Matt Dumba and Pavelski. They're looking different. So obviously there was 3 trade pop-ups. Nashville, the only team to make a lot of big trades. Let's see how they're looking. Barry Trotz being active. Yep, they're looking young. They sold pretty much everything, just keeping Rantanen, Matty Beniers. Defensively, Shea Theodore stays, but they're going for the rebuild. So not too many big trades involving other teams. Nashville and Barry Trotz the most active. We're going to sim to the end of the season, see how it ends up. So we sim to the end of the season. We finished 46, 25, and 11. Kaprizov leads the way for us. Ovechkin second. Elias Lindholm third. All tying in points, though. The whole league is led up by Pasternak, Matthews, and McDavid, all with 97 points. But Pasternak gets the edge with 51 goals, and he's also going to take home the Rocket. Now on for the final standings. San Jose leads the way in our division. We're second. Vegas third. LA, then Seattle. Anaheim, who had Makar, misses out. The Atlantic Division, Ottawa and Connor McDavid finishing first. Detroit and Florida. Only 3 teams make it from the Atlantic. That means 5 teams made it from the Metro. Columbus, New Jersey, Philly, Islanders, and the Rangers all make it. Lastly, in the Central, Dallas, St. Louis, and Arizona. Chicago just misses out with Nathan McKinnon. In the first round of the playoffs, we were playing the Vegas Golden Knights. Braden Point, Sam Reinhart, dynamic duo. Matias Maccelli looking like a solid team. Defensively, Carlson, Chychrun. I think we can come out of this series. Aiden Hill leading the way for them in net. So we're just going to advance day here, see how we do. First game, we lose in overtime, 5-4. Second game at home, we win 5-1. That's a huge game. On the road now in Vegas, we lose 2-1. We lose 4-2. We're down 3-1 in the series. Let's slow sim it. Vegas, we score the first goal and Vegas scores 3 straight. We score 2, Chychrun scores another, keeping Vegas on top. Last period, we're on the power play. Can we score? Kirill Kaprizov scores right after the power play ends. 10 to go. Is this game going to be forced to another overtime in the series? Just under a minute to go. No score. This game's going to overtime. We're going to skip, see if we win. We win. Elias Lindholm keeps his scoring going, and we stay alive going on to Game 6. Slow sim it again. We're going to skip the period. We're down 2-0, down 4-1. This looks like it might be the end for us. 5-1, Reinhart gets his second of the night. We're going to skip. Not enough. We lose in 6 games in the first round, and Vegas moves on. Kirill Kaprizov had a great playoff, 10 points. Let's see how the rest of the playoffs run. Playoffs are over, the season has ended, and the Seattle Kraken are your Stanley Cup champions in this new NHL. Seattle beats San Jose in 7. They end up sweeping Vegas, the team that beat us. They beat Dallas in 7. Then they beat Connor McDavid and the Ottawa Senators in 6 games. Let's see how the Seattle team looked. The Seattle Kraken had a lot of older guys, a lot of depth. That's what won in the playoffs. Goaltending, they had Tristan Jarry. Seattle Kraken is one of the best teams all season. The entire league, Connor McDavid led the playoffs in points. No shocker there. 26 and 23. For the awards, obviously Seattle Kraken gets the Stanley Cup. San Jose Sharks get the Presidents. Clarence Campbell, Seattle. Ottawa, Prince of Wales. Individuals, Pastrnak gets the Art Ross, finishing with the most points. Hart Memorial, he gets the MVP of the league as well. James Norris goes to Quinn Hughes on the Lightning. Lady Byng, Thomas Hertl. The Calder goes to Bedsy on the LA Kings. Tage Thompson gets the Conn Smythe for Seattle Kraken. The Vezina goes to Freddie Anderson. William M. Jennings as well. Lacombe gets the Bill Masterton. Loud gets the Jack Adams for Detroit. The Selke goes to the new Bergeron, Alexander Barkov. Pastrnak gets the Ted Lindsay, and he also gets the Morris. A great year for Pastrnak on the Columbus Blue Jackets. So that's going to do it for this video. If you guys enjoyed this new NHL, hit like, hit subscribe, and comment down below for more content. And I'll see you guys in the future. Peace.